Welcome to ZoomInData. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining the 17th video in our extended Azure Logic Apps series. In this session, titled Migrating from BizTalk Server, Legacy Middleware to Logic Apps, we will cover why organizations are moving from BizTalk Server, web methods, MuleSoft, or other legacy middleware to Azure Logic Apps. A step-by-step migration methodology, including assessment, mapping, re-engineering, and testing. How to handle BizTalk artifacts, maps, schemas, orchestrations, ports, BRE, in Logic Apps. Common challenges, best practices, cost benefits, and real-world migration patterns, 2026 edition. This topic is extremely valuable for enterprises still running BizTalk or similar platforms. A successful migration can reduce costs by 50 to 80% while improving agility and scalability. If you find this content valuable, please subscribe to ZoomInData and enable notifications to stay updated. Let us begin. Why are organizations migrating from BizTalk Server to Azure Logic Apps? BizTalk Server is expensive to maintain, licensing, hardware, patching, and expertise are high cost. Logic Apps is serverless or dedicated with pay-per-use or fixed capacity, drastically reducing infrastructure and operational overhead. Azure offers native cloud scalability, hybrid connectivity, AI integration, and continuous Microsoft investment. BizTalk updates are limited. What are the key advantages of Logic Apps over BizTalk in 2026? No server management, serverless consumption or managed standard hosting. Over 1,400 managed connectors versus BizTalk's limited adapters, many require custom development. Visual Designer plus VS Code local dev plus full C/CD versus BizTalk's dated tools. Built-in AI agent orchestration and MCP server support. BizTalk has no equivalent. What are the main challenges when migrating from BizTalk to Logic Apps? BizTalk orchestrations are stateful and long-running. Logic Apps standard supports stateful, stateless but requires redesign for complex sagas. BizTalk maps, XSLT, must be converted to Liquid or XSLT in integration accounts. Custom .NET code, BRE rules, and pipeline components need re-implementation, inline code, Azure functions, or custom connectors. On-premises adapters, SQL, SAP, MQ, require gateway or standard VNet integration. What is the recommended migration methodology? Phase 1. Assessment. Inventory all artifacts, orchestrations, maps, schemas, ports, parties, BRE policies. Phase 2. Prioritization. Start with simple point-to-point flows, then complex B2B, ED, then stateful orchestrations. Phase 3. Re-engineering. Map BizTalk concepts to Logic Apps equivalents. Phase 4. Testing and cutover. Parallel run, shadow testing, gradual cutover. Phase 5. Decommission. Shut down BizTalk after validation. How do you map BizTalk artifacts to Logic Apps equivalents? Receive, send ports, HTTP request trigger or managed connector actions. Orchestrations, Logic Apps workflows, stateful in standard for long running. Maps, liquid templates or XSLT in integration accounts. Decode, encode actions. Schemas, upload to integration account for validation. Trading partners and agreements. Integration account partners and agreements. How do you convert BizTalk XSLT maps to Logic Apps? Most BizTalk XSLT maps work directly in integration accounts, XSLT 1.0 support. For complex transformations, rewrite in Liquid, newer, more performant, easier to maintain. Use the transform XML action to apply the map after decode ED. How do you handle custom .NET code from BizTalk pipelines or functoids? Rewrite simple logic as inline code actions, JavaScript, C#, PowerShell. Move complex or reusable logic to Azure Functions and call via connector. Create custom connectors for proprietary APIs or legacy components. What is the strategy for migrating stateful, long-running BizTalk orchestrations? Use standard logic apps with stateful workflows for persistence and resumability. For Saga patterns, use durable entities, Azure Functions, or Cosmos DB state management. Redesign long-running flows as event-driven, event grid plus multiple short workflows. How do you migrate on-premises adapters, SQL, SAP, MQ, etc.? Use on-premises data gateway for secure connectivity, same as BizTalk adapters. Standard model supports VNet integration and private endpoints for better isolation. Test gateway performance and scale clusters for high-volume scenarios. How do you handle BRE, Business Rule Engine, policies from BizTalk? Rewrite simple rules as condition, switch actions in workflows. For complex rules, use Azure Functions with .NET Rule Engine or third-party libraries. Store rules in Key Vault or Cosmos DB for dynamic updates. What testing strategies are recommended during migration? Unit test individual maps and transformations using sample ED, XML. Run parallel, shadow, testing. Duplicate messages to both BizTalk and Logic Apps. Use message replay and validation tools for ED compliance. Perform performance testing with real volumes to validate throughput. What cost savings can organizations expect after migration? Eliminate BizTalk licensing, server hardware, and patching costs. Consumption model reduces cost for variable workloads, pay only for executions. Typical savings, 50 to 80% in total cost of ownership, TCO, within 1 to 2 years. How do you handle partner onboarding and trading partner management? Reuse existing BizTalk trading partner data by exporting and importing into integration accounts. Use the same ED protocols, X12, EDIFACT, AS2, Logic Apps supports them natively. Automate partner onboarding with templates and CI/CD. How do you handle partner onboarding and trading partner management? Reuse existing BizTalk trading partner data by exporting and importing into integration accounts. Use the same ED protocols, X12, EDIFACT, AS2, Logic Apps supports them natively. Automate partner onboarding with templates and CI/CD. How do you use Azure Migrate or other tools for assessment? Azure Migrate can inventory BizTalk servers and dependencies. Use BizTalk 360 or custom scripts to export artifacts, maps, schemas, parties. Microsoft's Logic Apps Migration Guidance, 2026, provides templates and checklists. How do you use Azure Migrate or other tools for assessment? Azure Migrate can inventory BizTalk servers and dependencies. Use BizTalk 360 or custom scripts to export artifacts, maps, schemas, parties. Microsoft's Logic Apps Migration Guidance, 2026, provides templates and checklists. How do you migrate ED acknowledgement handling? Logic Apps can auto-generate 997, X12, and CONTRL, EDIFACT, acknowledgements. Use encode, decode actions with agreement settings for MDN and functional ACKS. Map existing BizTalk acknowledgement logic directly to integration account rules. What is the best practice for cutover and rollback? Run parallel for 2 to 4 weeks. Route 10% traffic to Logic Apps first, Canary. Keep BizTalk running as fallback during cutover. Have rollback plan. Repoint partner endpoints back to BizTalk if needed. How do you handle custom pipeline components from BizTalk? Identify functionality, validation, compression, encryption. Re-implement as inline code, Azure functions, or custom connectors. For compression, encoding, use built-in actions or .NET libraries in functions. What are typical migration timelines and team requirements? Small environment, 10 to 20 flows, 3 to 6 months. Large enterprise, 100 plus partners, complex ED, 9 to 18 months. Team, integration architect, Logic Apps developer, BizTalk SME, testing, QA, DevOps engineer. How do you leverage Azure Arc or hybrid for migration? Run standard Logic Apps on premises or in Azure Arc-enabled Kubernetes for gradual migration. Keep sensitive data on premises while using cloud orchestration. Ideal for regulated industries with strict data residency. What success stories exist for BizTalk to Logic Apps migration, as of 2026? Large retailer, migrated 200 plus ED flows, reduced TCO by 70%, added AI routing. Bank, moved Swift and payment orchestration to standard Logic Apps with private endpoints. Manufacturing, replaced BizTalk with hybrid Logic Apps plus gateway for SAP connectivity. Why is this migration topic important for interviews? Many enterprises still run BizTalk. Interviewers ask, how would you migrate a legacy ED flow? Tests understanding of artifact mapping, state management, testing strategy, and cost justification. Shows enterprise experience and ability to drive modernization. What tools and resources should you use during migration? Microsoft Learn, Logic Apps migration guidance and BizTalk comparison. BizTalk 360 or custom scripts for artifact export. Azure Migrate plus Logic Apps templates for planning. Integration account import, export for partners, agreements. What final recommendation would you give organizations planning migration? Start with a pilot. Migrate 2 to 3 simple flows first to validate approach. Involve trading partners early for testing and cutover planning. Use standard model for production-grade ED, B2B to match BizTalk reliability. Document savings and benefits. Secure executive buy-in with TCO analysis. Thank you for watching this detailed session on migrating from BizTalk server and legacy middleware to Azure Logic Apps. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to ZoomInData. More advanced Azure Logic Apps content is coming soon. Stay connected and keep learning. See you in the next video.